Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
Yep. Okay. So, just I will recall what we have in the last class. We have seen that OSI ISO model. So it contains the 7 layers. That is from bottom to top: physical layer, data link layer, the network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, then application layer. So top three, it is directly relates with end users. So that is upper layer. uh, Bottom three, it is directly relates with the physical medium. That middle layer ensures the process to process delivery. Today, we will see about TCP/IP model. Then we will compare OSI with the TCP/IP model. Can I able to see this slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the TCP/IP protocol, it has been developed by US Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, because this was the first agency they used internet. That is US, the defense agency. They suggested ARPANET as a packet switching network. So they suggested TCP/IP protocol. It is an older than OSI model. So no official model here, because that was not approved by any like ISO standard organization. So only for that purpose they suggested this model. If you see here, comparing to that, we had a 7 layer in OSI. Here it is in 4 layers: application, transport, internet, host to network layer. If we compare OSI versus TCP/IP, so this application presentation session, it is called as application in a TCP/IP. The transport, it is called as the same transport layer. Network layer, it is called as the internetwork layer, internet layer. The combination of data link and the physical, it is called as host to network layer. Because this application presentation session layer, it is directly relates with the end user in a OSI. Instead of these three things, simply they name it as applications. The same functions. So that applications layer in the OSI, it receives the information from the end user. Presentation, it converts that raw data into the presentable form. Session, it organizes sessions. The function of all these three will be taken care by application layer in a TCP/IP model. The transport layer, the same thing. The function of the transport in both OSI as well as TCP/IP is same. Network layer in general in OSI, it is called as internet layer in a TCP, because they used only for the internet purpose. That is the reason it was called as internet layer in a TCP. Then if you see that physical and data link, these two are relates with the physical medium. So commonly it is called as host to network, because the data link ensures node to node connectivity in a OSI. Physical layer, it takes care of that physical transmissions. So these two are the operations functions is done by the single layer in the TCP/IP. So TCP/IP contains only four: application layer, transport layer, internet layer, host to network layer. So the same thing, it is an equivalent. The host to network, it is a combination of physical and data link. It creates the physical interface between the data transmission device, transmission medium. It also take care of the characteristics. It also ensures the signal levels. It also take care of the data rates. I think this is the function of physical layer. Same function here also it is carrying. Then data link, it take care of that destination address provision. Then I exchange the data between system and network. It also I take care of that data link that is error correction and detection. So host to network layer in a TCP, it take care of that establishing connections between two devices through medium. Then also it take care of data rate. Then it takes care of the error control and the flow control in a TCP/IP model. Then if we move to internet layer, the same as network layer, it defines the packets and address. It transfer the data between internet layer to the next layer. Then it take care of assigning IP address, assigning IP address, then connecting with the different the network, all these things it is taking care. The same function as like a OSI model. So next transport layer, it ensures the process to process delivery, like the transport layer, the OSI model. See here, it is take care of end-to-end control. Then it contains the two protocol, transmission control, then user data gram protocol. So this is these two the protocol it is used to segment upper layer of that application data. TCP it ensures the flow control. Detail about TCP and UDP we will see in the module 5. So the application layer, it is the combination of application, presentation, session in a OSI. So it support for user, handles high-level data. Then it take care of file transferring, then network file server, then it take care of converting raw data into the usable form, establishing session, all these things it is taken care of the application layer in the TCP. So the TCP, it is nothing but it is a user transport layer in a transmission control protocol. It establishes the connections. It take care of segmenting the TCP. Then it take care of identifying the respective users. Then it establish the connections. UDP, it is an alternate for a TCP. But only thing in a user datagram, the physical connection is not required. So there is no guarantee in an order delivery, no preservations, no protection against duplications. Remove overget, add ports address to the IP. In detail, we will see in the forthcoming modules. We see that TCP IP concept. So you see here, this is from host to host TCP connections. This is nothing but physical connections from between network one to network 2. So address level, I think it is not required. This is the few protocols used in the TCP IP. So this is theory, you can kindly refer it. So that's all about module 1. In module 1, we have seen about evolution of network, then evolution of switching techniques, different categories of network. Then we have seen about OSI layer, then TCP layer. So this module 1, it is a basic for entire other computer communications or data communications. Next, we will move to the module 2, the first topics. So the module 2, it covers with the how the topologies can be created. Then what is the need for various devices, how you can establish a connection, how you can form the routing, how you can form the routing. So the first one, it is nothing but the network topologies. Because all these things are theory, I think we'll complete in a quick way. So the topology, it is nothing but that type of the connection establishment. Suppose I want to interconnect. Suppose I am having sender here. For example, I want to reach from VIT to Vellore bus stand. I want to reach VIT to Vellore bus stand. I can go through that, Chittur bus stand. Then I can go to Vadaplayer Coil, then I can reach there. Or I can go through Gandhinagar and I can reach the Vellore bus stand. So like this, establishing the route or connections, the types of connections, it is nothing but the topology. So the topology refers to the shape of the network or the network layout. how different nodes in network are interconnected. The choice is depending upon the type and number of equipments used. Suppose I'm using only two equipments, I can go for one connection like a bus topology. If I'm using more than one, I should choose the different topology. The different network topologies are one is a bus, star, ring, mesh, hybrid, combination of all these things. From the name itself, you can be able to understand. Suppose what is bus topology? Let us consider the bus we are connecting, same VIT to Vellore. So bus topology, it contains the single path. If you are going through bus, you can be able to connect Chittoor bus stand, then Vodapallayar Koil. So next, some other bus stops will be there, then some other bus stops will be there. The meaning is that in a single center cable, you can connect many terminals like this, like this. So this is the bus topology. So star, you see here, this star, that means the center node will be there. So the server, that is central LAN, that is hub. So each and every nodes are connected in a star method using the separate cable. Ring, this is the ring. So in a ring, so you can connect many other nodes. The mesh means this is nothing but I think this. So each and everything will be connected with the nearby system. Each and every node, it is connected with the nearby node. This is nothing but the mesh. You will see one by one with the advantage and limitations. Bus topology, I think same thing I told. All the devices are connected to central cable called the bus. This is our bus. All the node will be connected in a central cable. So only main drawback, suppose if the bus has been broken, what happened? That all the remaining portions we cannot able to transmit. But the advantage, it is a very simple network, low cost. Low cost. So the main backbone are the functions as a shared communication medium. This is a shared medium. So the single cable is shared by the many users. Many users. So device suppose wants to communicate with another device or network, send a message onto backbone. That is on through the medium. So the message is heard by all the stations, but only if it matches with the respective address it receives. Otherwise, it won't receive. It identified based on the respective the address, destination address. So for example, station C wants to transmit frame of data to station A. So now C wants to send to A, it is transmitting. It crosses B also, but the address is not matched with the B, so it is passing. Now if you come here, address A is matches with, so it is receiving. Still it is going further. Here we can use the terminator to terminate the path. Here we are using terminator to terminate the path. Terminate the path. So this is nothing but the simple transfer. Advantage is simple, easy to use, easy to construct, less expensive. The main problem, faulty cable will take the entire LAN down. That's why I told. If any breakdown it is happening here, entire thing will be go down. That is the main drawback. It is very difficult to troubleshoot. Heavy network traffic and slow. Suppose at a time, 4 5 the nodes are sending transmits through single medium, then automatically the traffic will be occurs. These are all the limitations and advantage. Easy to use, less expensive. The disadvantage, faulty cable will take the entire LAN down. Difficult to troubleshoot. Heavy network traffic can slow down plus construct. The next is star. I told that the central, it may be a hub or it may be a switch. All the nodes are connected using the separate cable. So this is nothing but physical star topology. Connects the devices via centralized unit. Nodes communicate across network by passing data through central device. Suppose let us consider this is A, this is C. I want to send a message from A to C. It will go to the central device. It will identify the address, then it will pass to the respective the destination node. So it contains the two types. One is nothing but broadcasted star topology, which is the broadcast. It will reach us here. Hub will broadcast to all. If only matches the address, it will receive, otherwise it will discard. Switch is nothing but depending upon the respective IP address, it select the switch, then it will transmit. Hub, hub is a hub is a non-intelligent device, so it won't have any intelligence on address. So it broadcasts. Which is nothing but it is an intelligent device. It is having knowledge about all the nodes, so it will select depending upon the destination address. Advantage: single computer failure does not break down whole network. For example, this cable is faulty, but remaining all other nodes can able to communicate. So adding device to a star network, it is very easy. No disturbance is there. Centralized control, easy to troubleshoot. Disadvantage: yeah, if central device failure, if this failure, entire network will go down. That is the main drawback. So comparing to bus topology, it is more expensive because here you are using the more cable. So if you compare star as well as bus, so each has its own drawbacks as well as the advantage. Then we will move to the ring topology. In the ring, all the devices are connected in a closed loop. So data will pass from one device to another device in this ring. So the short first, the short message called token will be circulated around the ring, being from one space to another space. First, the token will be circulated here in this part. Suppose A is having the message to transmit. A will, take the token. That means A is having some data. Then it reaches R. Once again it reaches A. A is passes the information. Suppose A, this is C. I want to send to C. Now A is transmitting message through this. This is D. This is D. It reaches C, but the destination address it won't matches with the B, so it will discard. It go to C. It matches the IP address. Now it receives the information. It pass the token here along with the acknowledgement. If it reaches A, it is a negative positive acknowledgement. It is an acknowledgement. It will discard ACK. It will discard the token. Again, the token will pass here. Now, suppose if B is having the message, it will take the token. It will repeat the same process. It will repeat the same process. So this is nothing but the ring topology. So let us assume A is to transmit data to C. A to C. A waits for receipt of a central token. If it is reaching here, it receives the token. Now that transmit the frame to ring B, takes the address. It won't match. It passes to here. If it is okay, it receives the information. It passes the token. Once if it is reaches here, it discards the token along with the acknowledgement. This is the function of the ring. Advantage: equal access for all users. Even it perform well under heavy traffic. But problem: if one device, one cable fails, then whole network will go down. Difficult to troubleshoot. Adding, removing computer disturbs whole network. To overcome the first, we can go for the dual ring. To overcome the first one, we can go for the dual ring. So one ring in this direction, another ring in this direction. What is disturbing? The next is topology. We see here it is a one-to-one connection. Suppose I want to interconnect 4. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means I need n into n minus 1 to connect the space fabric. So even if you see here the drawback, it is more expensive, So we can go for either full mesh or partial mesh. The full mesh, it connects one to one. Partial mesh, it reduces the respective number of connections. So each and everything, it has one advantage and drawbacks. So we are going for the hybrid topologies, connecting star with the bus, connecting this is star, this is bus, connecting the star with the bus. If you are going for hybrid the topology, automatically you can be able to overcome the drawbacks. Okay.